I want to bring in Ashutosh Mishra also, who's joining us again from Mandi, where the rivers clearly, the water levels in these rivers have gone up. They're in spate and they're washing away so many homes. It's led to casualties as well on the ground, Ashutosh. In Himachal, there have been several deaths that have been reported over the weekend because of these cloudbursts.
Well, reportedly around 15 casualties have been reported so far. And remember, all the agencies, while keeping a close eye and monitoring the operations which is carrying out in terms of evacuation, rescue. And remember, Manali and Kulu, which has been totally disconnected from the mainland, as the mostly roads which are either washed away or there are landslides. So clearly those people who are still stranded in Kulu and Manali, they can only be lifted at the moment by helicopters. So of course we'll have to see whether those operations can be carried out in such weather. But for now, the Bias river is literally furious, and for last 1 hour again we are witnessing the rise in the water level. And in fact now, Akshita, I'm exactly at the temple, Panchavaktra temple, the ancient Shiva temple here. In fact, we have been showing these images that how this part is totally been disconnected from the mainland. Actually, there was this very old bridge which was connecting and which was being used for the people of Mandi from commute from one side to another. Now do you see this entire part of this bridge is washed away with this Bias river, and here the temple you see now almost inundated. And this is reminding people exactly of the images of 1995. As they recall, there was similar situation. However, this year in 2023 the situation is much grim than it was in 1995. In fact, 2014 also there was similar flood-like situation when the water reached to this particular area. But this time the people say is literally furious. They haven't ever witnessed such kind of situation. So this, you see, the ancient temple is now totally become an island, inundated, mostly disconnected from the mainland. No one can even in fact cross this area. The police is patrolling and monitoring, asking people to not venture out any other side, but the rest of their temple and those areas are concerned have also been inundated. And since the water level is going to rise further, also there is a possibility if there is a flash flood or a cloud burst in the upper areas, probably there will be a further impact in in couple of hours. So exactly no one can predict where what situation it will turn further. But for now, all are just praying for the safety of the people. Agencies are keeping a close eye, monitoring. NDRF, SDRF, police agency, government, all working in tandem, keeping a close eye on the situation here in Mandi. Akshita.
Okay, so Ashutosh Mishra getting us those updates from Mandi. 15 deaths reportedly. 14 to 15 is the confirmed number right now that's been put out by the government. Several advisories have also been put in place. But what's the forecast? Manjit, if I can bring you back on this. What's the focus for the next 24 hours in Mandi? Is there a red alert that's again been issued in this district? We also hear there are a number of tourists who are stranded on the highways and in these towns unable to get out.
Yes, Akshita, the red alert has been issued for 7 districts. In Laul Spiti, there is an orange alert in place and the yellow alert in place for 3 districts. Mandi is one of the districts where red alert has been issued. Many tourists are stranded at various places as the Manali-Chandigarh National Highway has been blocked at a place called 6 miles located close to Pandor Dam, from where the floodgates were opened yesterday and the water entered the houses of nearby localities, including the Solikhad, damaging the public and private property. As far as the alerts issued by the Met Department are concerned, Himachal Pradesh, Mandi and other districts are continued to witness the torrential rains for next 3 days. The alert is still in place. The administration has set up control centers at district level, and a state level control center has been set up at the state capital Shimla, where the officials, including the chief secretary, the chief minister and other ministers, including the natural disaster department, are keeping an eye on every situation. The houses damaged by the flash floods and their owners are being compensated by the local administration. People have been moved to the safer places. Many houses in Mandi have been damaged by the flash flood, and the water entered suddenly on Saturday night when people were sleeping. So this is how the flash floods have caused extensive damage to the public property. We are inside one of the houses in Solikhad, where flash flood has damaged 3 stories of this house. The owners, the family members spent the past night in the darkness as the power supplies have been snapped, have been hit. Water supply line has also been damaged by the flash floods. So people are living in the darkness and are facing worst part of their life. As we spoke to many people in Mandi, they told their experiences and said that they have never seen a damage like this before.
A lot of houses have been washed away. Many that are standing right now, as Manjeet tells you, there's no power, water supply has been hit. So clearly, even if there's a let-up in the rain, it's going to take a few days at least for normal life to be completely unaffected by the monsoons right now. And there's a reason for that. Look at the images on your screens. Largely, if you look at the damage that's been caused in Himachal Pradesh, it's because of the Bias River being swollen, because of the river being in spate. And that's led to all of the areas and towns that that have these rivers flowing through them being completely cut off, being completely inaccessible. But it's not just in Himachal Pradesh. It's in several parts of North India that we're seeing a similar situation as well.